Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who might like it, and drop us a positive comment in the comment section. Thank you. All right, guys. So I wanted to talk to you about something that I've noticed. You guys know I notice different things from patterns. I notice patterns a lot. And usually I notice these patterns from talking to lots of people. I talk to a lot of people. You guys wouldn't believe, like in a day, I probably talk to like 50 people in a day, literally. So I've noticed a pattern from these conversations again, and that is that our society has this coupling obsession, and it's always been there. I think it's starting to get a little bit better though, but I still see it very present, especially with women, and it's often the cause of great distress. So I wanted to point it out because I think that people need to, really consider this. Coupling obsession is people who are so obsessed with having somebody in their life that is the end all and be all to them. Coupling obsession is your friend who's always on a date with a different person because it's not working out and she is just hell bent to be married with a kid by 30. We all know these types of people, male and female. I get it a lot from women, but I get it from men too. Some men have expectations for what success means. And for some of them, it means having this beautiful trophy wife with 2.5 kids. So I hear it from males too. But it sounds like with women, it's more of an obsession. And if you don't have it, then they devalue you. How many times have you gone home for Easter or Christmas or Thanksgiving and your fat old aunt, not there's anything wrong with being fat because I'm a big gal, but your fat old aunt is always berating you and questioning you about your love life. Now, peep this, y'all. She don't ask you about your education. She doesn't ask you about, where you're staying. She doesn't ask you about your interests, your hobbies, your education, your job, your career, your focus. She doesn't ask any of those questions, but she wants to know who you're sleeping with. And when you're getting married and we having a baby. And we all have these people, male and female, in our lives. And it comes from what I call coupling obsession. We have this obsession with finding another person. And we say it to people almost as if it's an insult. Because as an Aquarius, many Aquarius do not have coupling obsession. It is true that some of us do, because I had it for a certain point. But many Aquarius come to a place in their lives at different ages that we love freedom. So if we get into a relationship, that's wonderful. If I found somebody or if I attracted somebody that I really liked, yeah, I'd be with her. Yeah, I would commit to her. But if it doesn't happen, I'm not upset. I'm not, that's not going to stop my show. I'm still going to have a good time. I'm still going to travel. I'm still going to do what I want. I'm still going to enjoy my life. I'm not going to sit here and cry and twiddle my thumbs because I want a romantic relationship. I'm at a place of balance with it. And this is where I think most of us need to come to, because I wasn't always at this place. So I think we all need to consider coming to this place. But it's a place of balance where you're like, okay, I'm open to it. But if it doesn't happen, that's okay too. Because guess what? If it doesn't happen, you're still going to be okay. It's not going to kill you. And some people have this obsessive thing going on. When I first came to Costa Rica, I had this friend. And she would obsessively look at her phone at the guys on this online app that she was on. And that was like creepy. It was really creepy. She was constantly looking at this thing and talking to guys and answering messages, and it was like constant. And I was just like, oh my God. Now, mind you, she never really met a dude that she liked during that time period. But when she stopped doing that and started focusing on herself, that's when she met the guy that she has been with for quite some time now. So my point is that some people are like obsessing over having somebody in their life, obsessing over getting married, obsessing over being in a relationship. And in our culture, like I said, with our elders and those around us, they encourage it by not asking those questions. The next time you see your niece, ask her about her goals. Ask her about what she wants to do in the future. The next time you see your nephew and he is single and in college, instead of asking him about his women, ask him about his education. Ask him about his hobbies. Instead of being such a couple obsessive culture, we need to start talking about other things that are important as well. Because I think relationships are important, but I don't think that you have to be in a romantic relationship. I believe, according to psychologists, and this makes sense to me, that people should have relationships with other people, platonic and non-platonic relationships. But if they aren't dating or if they aren't in a romantic relationship, I believe they can still be happy. I think it's all about balance. If you're always with other people, if you're always socializing, if you're always doing that kind of thing, and you're never contemplating, you're never praying, you're never meditating, you're never spending any time by yourself, I think your life is unbalanced. You see? It's about balance. So if you're somebody who has relationships with others, because that's what the psychologists say is the important part, is maintaining relationships with other people, having a support circle, those kind of things. But it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. I got a great circle. I got an amazing circle of people that I can call and talk to, and everybody's an expert in a different area. So I got my little expert team, and I can call them like, okay, I need to know about this, or I need to fix this, or what do you think about that? You know, I can call them or inbox them or see them or whatever the case is, and I have this amazing supportive team. But I don't have to have a romantic relationship. People put it out there like it is like the only way you can breathe. Like you can't get oxygen unless you're in a relationship. And that's not true. If you get into a relationship, it's going to be wonderful if you work at it and you communicate and you love each other. But if you don't get into a relationship, you can still live a very happy and very fulfilling life. It's not the end of the world. It's not like that's it. Another thing that I see in this whole coupling obsession that is very disturbing, a lot of people don't really understand the concept of soulmates and twin flames. A woman said to me the other day, and I was cringing when I heard this, y'all. Wait till y'all hear this. A woman said to me the other day, she was coming to me for a reading, and she told me that she had left the other woman who was doing her readings, because she had been with this woman. This woman had been doing her readings for years and years and years. And all that time, she was in an abusive, a physically and emotionally abusive relationship. And the woman kept telling her to stay with this guy because he's her twin flame. Okay? So I don't know if she was just a fake psychic or if she was a real psychic who just believed in twin flames. I don't know if she was well-meaning, if she was malicious. I don't know. All she told me was that the woman kept telling her to stay in this relationship because he was her twin flame and eventually things would turn around. And I was like, no, that's not acceptable. When it comes to a twin flame, and I've said this, I have a video on twin flames, and I'll actually put the card up here if I remember. And in the video, I explained twin flames, soulmates, karmic relationships, all that kind of stuff. And one of the things that stood out to me the most from my research is that a twin flame is supposed to be the best relationship you've ever had. Now, your twin flame may do something called running. They said they have runners. So some twin flames meet you, they recognize that you are their twin flame, and they get scared and they run away. So that does happen. But if they're beating you up, if they're emotionally abusing you, sexually abusing you, mentally abusing you, stealing from you, that's not your twin flame. Because your twin flame is supposed to be, again, everybody agrees, every expert agrees that it's supposed, and they don't agree on much with twin flames, by the way, but everyone agrees that your twin flame is supposed to be the best relationship you've ever had. So if you're in hell, that's not your twin flame. So this woman kept telling her to stay with him because he's your twin flame. And the woman believed what she was saying to her. And for I think she said over 6 years, I can't remember how many years it was. It was between 6 and 10 years. She kept seeing this woman, getting readings and staying with this person. I think she knew her for 10 years and stayed with him for 6. I think that's what it was. Anyway, the point of the matter is that finally, after several visits to the hospital, she told somebody what was happening in her life, and her family members helped her get out of the situation. And I was just sitting there like wow. So another thing with this coupling obsession is this unhealthiness as far as that's concerned. I don't care if you think somebody's your twin flame, because most of the time when people think somebody's their twin flame, they're not. They're just not. They're not understanding the concept, because when they come to me and talk about it, what they're saying to me is something a twin flame wouldn't do. So a lot of people, number one, need to look at that aspect of it, need to understand the kind. If you're going to use the concepts, if you're going to use the terms, you got to really understand what they mean. But I don't care if somebody is a soulmate. I don't care if they're a twin flame. I don't care if they're just a one-night stand. If a person is abusing you, that's not a person you need to be around. Period. I don't care how you romanticize it. I don't care what you call it. I don't care what brush you paint it with. If they're harming you, you need to get away from them. So anyway, this coupling obsession, that's one of the other things that I've seen. So I had to put that out there because, like I said, I get that message a lot. Just this morning, there was a woman in my Asking Aquarius box. And I knew exactly what had happened as soon as she started texting. She texted me 2 messages. And basically, she was messing with some Aquarius. She didn't say this to me, but I'm going to tell you how I know. She was messing with an Aquarius. She got her feelings hurt. He won't make a commitment to her. And now she mad at me. Okay? How do I know this? Because in her message to me, it was underneath 2 messages underneath a video about why Aquarius won't commit. So if you went back a year or 2 to find an old video I did about commitment, that means that you are having an issue right now with commitment. And you mad at me because your Aquarius won't commit to you. And not only is that asinine, it's also not fair. And it also goes back to the coupling obsession. Because only a person with a coupling obsession would be trying to make somebody be with them that clearly doesn't want to commit to them. That's a person that's not for you. Everyone that you want is not for you. Sometimes you want a person for good reasons that just is not for you, doesn't deserve you, isn't for you. I wanted to couple with Voldemort so badly. I had all these wonderful ideas of our life and the things we were going to do together, but I did not belong with him. I belonged getting some lessons that would help me change myself and move the hell on. I didn't belong with him. So a lot of times when people come to me with these coupling obsessions, the problem is they're with somebody they don't belong to or they don't belong with. And instead of realizing it and accepting it like I didn't accept it because of the coupling obsession, they stay in bad situations far too long. So what I want you guys to take away from this, if at all possible, is that you don't have to couple. It's nice if you want to. It's great if you want to have a family, but it shouldn't be an obsession. It should be something that you're balanced about, that you're open to, that you would be happy to receive, but it won't devastate you if that's not in your cards. Okay? All right, guys, time for me to get going. So come back soon because I have a lot more to say. Also, if you would like to get if you would like to get a reading done, email me. See you later.